contrast. I mean, we may have given two people 2 hours of false hope. Dow has given them 20 years of suffering. I mean, this is what we're faced
expecting
with.
the next knock at the door to be Dow's lawyer?
No idea what Dow will do.
Dow's lawyers didn't call, and millions of people learned for the first time that 20 years on, Bhopal was never cleaned up. But the media also reported that many of the victims in Bhopal cried tears of joy upon hearing the news, and were then bitterly disappointed. Had we actually upset the people we'd meant to help? There was only one way to find out.
Here we are, we're in India. Hey! And this is Bhopal. Bhopal is a big city. There's over 1 million people here. Unfortunately, we heard from a lot of news reports that the victims here in Bhopal were extremely upset because we had raised false hopes about them actually getting some compensation after 21 years. What do you think they'll do?
Well, I don't know. I mean, what's the local custom here? I mean...
We're here at the Sambhavna Clinic, and this place was set up by a bunch of people to help treat the gas victims of the worst industrial accident in history.
So patients come in from here. This is a forum, basically, where we determine their history of gas exposure, how far they were living, or were they sleeping in a tent that night, and then their severity grade is determined. These are some of the disabled children, and every system of the body has been affected, you know, the musculoskeleton, the nervous system. 40% of the women coming here under 40 have menopause. Yeah.
Hello.
This is so cute.
Hey, oh my God. Hey.
We got the news that Dow is willing to pay $12 billion. I mean, first we felt the news was too good to be true. And Dow was too bad for the news to be true.
Yeah.
But still, we thought maybe it is true. Maybe they've just seen sense in this.
Yeah.
I mean, for about an hour,
Yeah.
we were under that impression.
Yeah. Did people cry with joy?
I cried.
Oh, no.
I know lots of people cried.
Were you kind of angry at first, though, when you heard it was a hoax?
No, I wasn't angry. No. Wow.
You think it was worth it?
Totally worth it.
Okay.
We are saying no more Bhopal. What people have gone through here, no one else in the world should go through this.
I think we're in Shivaji Nagar, and it's been a little bit of a a maze getting here. A little, what do you call that?
We got lost. That's what it's called. We're trying to meet up with a journalist to interview, and we got lost.
Here he is. Oh my God. Okay.
Rajkumar Keswani broke the disaster story. In fact, he broke it years before it actually happened.
So you had already predicted how many times that the disaster would happen before it happened?
In newspapers 4 times, once to the chief minister, dozens of times to the local legislators, and once to the Supreme Court. I am the most unfortunate person in this world who has got the recognition for his failure. Had I succeeded, it wouldn't have happened.
When you heard it was a hoax, the thing that we did, were you like, what did you think of it at first?
I thought that was a wonderful thing to do. We were put into a situation which we never thought of that would actually happen. So it is just like being in the heaven. Because I'm sure I'm not going to be in the heaven. So if I'm expecting hell, and suddenly someone puts me for the while in the heaven, so I said, okay, thanks.
20 years since the disaster, the poisons left behind at the plant were still leaching into the groundwater.
Communities that you see in red have not gotten a single drop of clean water.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Until now?
Until now. 8 communities are getting about 12% of the requirement. But this is contaminated water. Some of them used to drink, cook, wash clothes.
Dow could clean up their mess, but they didn't. Instead, they spent tens of millions of dollars on an ad campaign to clean up their image.
For each of us, there's a moment of discovery. And just then, in the flash of a synapse, we learn that life is elemental. And in the dazzling brilliance of this knowledge, we may overlook the element not listed on the chart. Its importance so obvious, its presence is simply understood. The missing element is the human element. And when we add it to the equation, the chemistry changes. The human element is the element of change. The human element. Nothing is more fundamental. Nothing more elemental.
This is Kevin Finn. He trades bonds.
This is what I do, sit here and just look at this screen for, 12 and 14 hours a day. It's very romantic, actually.
More than anyone else we knew, we thought Kevin could explain why Dow wouldn't do anything to fix Bhopal. He told us what happened when Andy went on the BBC.
I got a call from my clerk in the middle of the night. Dow Chemical made some announcement that the stockholders of Dow Chemical didn't like because Dow stock went down. The S&P 500 futures went down. I had to go roll out of bed. My clerk's like freaking out because my position's going against me. My friend tells me he thinks it's some global conspiracy of traders to try to screw us. And, it finds out it's 2 jokers.
The effect of our big announcement on the BBC was that Dow's stock lost over $2 billion in 23 minutes.
This tells me all the news that's happening in the world. So on December 3rd, if I was sitting here watching this, it would say, Dow Chemical decides to settle with the Bhopal people. And then people that own Dow Chemical be like, sold!
Everybody we talked to about that was really happy that Dow was doing the right thing.
Sure, okay. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be. I'm just saying that, sure, it seems like a good thing, unless I guess you're a Dow Chemical stockholder and you're expecting the $20 billion to go towards a dividend to come back to you or to come to buy some new chemical plant, and it's going to these people that, at least at this point, aren't able to get any money. I mean, you could see how they could be upset about that, right?
We were confused. As kids, we learned that it was bad to do something bad. And if you did something good, you got a reward. Yet when we announced Dow would do something great, the market gave Dow a spanking. So how could we get companies to do the right thing? We needed to change the rules of the market. But that meant regulation, and regulation meant government. The only problem was, government was drinking Friedman's free market Kool-Aid.
Free markets are working miracle